What's up, Supreme Team? Welcome to the channel. It's your girl, DYANAROZAY, and I am here to bring y'all the latest news in reality TV tea, okay? We are talking about Britt, who was on Watch What Happens Live with her boss, Andy Cohen. Y'all already know that Andy Cohen is in charge of the girls, okay? Delarice said, who's in charge of the girls? Andy Cohen is in charge of the girls over there at Bravo. And y'all know he has been watching all of the feedback on social media, people asking, why is Britt still on this show? And Kenya Moore was given the boot after she had threatened her with the pow pow. So he let us in a little bit to Bravo's investigation process. And I'm going to tell y'all everything that happened. Also, Britt husband, Mike Cunningham, was working the bar over there on Real Housewives. It was Watch What Happens Live. Watch What Happens Live. And Andy asked him point blank, do you like it? Do you like filming? Because sometimes the husbands, they don't like to film. Michael Darby, Juan Dixon never showed up to reunions and things like that. So Andy's trying to get a feel for these ladies right away. Like, y'all get paid a lot of money to bring yourselves on here with your spouses. Do you want to be here? Mike definitely picked up what Andy was throwing down, and he said, nope, I love it. It's all cool. So he smoothed things over. He didn't want him to get the impression he doesn't want to be on the show. But anyway, Andy started asking the questions right away. There was no warm up. He said, hello. Britt sat down, and he immediately asked her, what was it about Kenya that caused you to be so angry, so agitated? And Britt said, well, I could just, she was mean to me. And, she said that nasty thing about my ring. She barely got the words out, the nasty thing about the ring. Andy looks her dead in the eye and said it had to be more than just the ring. Okay. So Britt, you know that Andy has the inside scoop. He talks to production. He has that little microphone thing in his ear. So they are asking him questions as well. But at this point, the cast is like, you did too much. We didn't see any of the stuff that you claim Kenya did to you. And Andy Cohen appears to be saying the same thing. It has to be more than this ring. There was something else that went down. But Britt stayed pretty adamant about it. She said, no. Basically, she could just sense that Kenya was more cordial to the other new ladies. She was very welcoming, is the word she used, to the other new ladies than she appeared to have been with her, and she felt some kind of way immediately. So if that doesn't tell y'all what y'all need to know, nothing will. Because it's basically, even if she felt that way, I don't know, you wouldn't force her. Because at this point, the thing that popped it off and had you threatening her with the pow pow was that she didn't hug you the way you wanted to be hugged. Okay. And even though she gave you an explanation for it, it wasn't good enough. So it makes you seem like you're a little, cuckoo cuckoo, Britt, but okay. Anyway, moving on. Andy did ask her point blank, did you have a pow pow? Okay. Britt said, I never had a pow pow. And then Andy says, there was an investigation and that having a physical weapon on you on the set goes against their policy. Then he said that the investigation that Bravo did determined that Britt did not have anything on her at the time of the threat. And he let that basically end the conversation. So he's saying it sounds like the investigation showed she didn't have anything. Don't ask me what steps they took, if they maybe looked through her purse or patted her down while she was at the event. But he said that the investigation determined that there was no weapon. Okay. He also asked, what did the card say that she brought to Kenya's event with the flowers? She said that the card said, Kenya, I'm very sorry. I wish I never said it, and I hope that we can move past it. So this had happened a couple of months ago. It might have been a little more involved in that, but that is what she said, the card said at the time. The next question was, how did she feel about how the housewives responded to the whole debacle? And Britt said that all of the housewives knew that Kenya was wrong. She said that they gave the appropriate response, even though in this last episode, episode 6, she was really upset that they contacted Kenya and asked how she was doing. So she didn't like that at all. She wanted them to basically abandon that relationship entirely. Also, she was asked about her insurance license. On the episode, Britt implied that she lost her insurance license or that she was under investigation. She did say that her license was under investigation, and she implied that she was going to lose it because of her past. On Watch What Happens Live, however, she said that everything is all good. They determined that her license is still in good standing. Now, we are only on episode 6, but based on all the comments that's coming from the girls in their interviews, the only person that Britt has a relationship with is Portia. It sounds like everybody else can't stand her for the most part, but she was asked to say something nice about all the ladies. So Portia, she said that she stands in her truth. She really likes that about her. Drew Sidora, she said, is a great actress. Angela, she said she loves Charles. Shamia, she said, is a good liar. Kelly, she said, is a good mother. Cynthia, she called the voice of truth. And Phaedra, she said, is the OG of the girls. Britt also had a viewer question. That is where one of the fans get to ask something of the talent. And Britt was asked, why did she deny saying or threatening Kenya with a pow pow if she clearly threatened her with a pow pow? And when I tell y'all that Britt doubled down, quadrupled down, sextuplet down, she basically said, that she never threatened Kenya. She said all she did was say something inappropriate, but it was not a threat. So she still believes that saying those words in the heat of the moment, where Kenya was in earshot and it was clearly directed toward Kenya, was not a threat. Even Andy Cohen looked at her like she was crazy when she did that, okay? These are the things that she also said about her castmates, in case you're interested. She was asked to rate Kelly's waffles. Y'all know she has a waffle empire over there on a scale of 1 to 10. And she said they're soggy, and she gave it a 5. So that's not good. When she was asked who had the better singing voice, Britt or Drew, she said Drew. She said she listened to both albums, and Drew definitely has the better singing voice. That's what she said. Mark was asked the same question, and he said that he believes Shamia has the best album. Britt was asked to, again, say 3 nice things about Angela, and she had to search her mind, but she came up with, she loves Charles. Sometimes her wigs look good, and she's a good person at heart. Then they started talking about the housewives on the other franchises, child. In regards to the most overrated housewife of all time, Mark said Kyle Richards. Kyle Richards gotta go, okay? They were also asked, which housewife do you think need to be put on pause? This is one of Andy Cohen's favorite questions, okay? Asking the talent and special guest, who do they think need to be fired? Brit said Drew Sidora should be paused. She wants her gone. And Mark said Giselle needs to be given the boot. He's tired of Giselling. When Britt was asked if she thought anything, kinky was going on between Drew and Dennis, Britt said that she doesn't trust Dennis as far as she can see him, and that she believes if Drew was asked by Portia not to film with Dennis, that she should not be filming with Dennis, okay? And that's pretty much Watch What Happens Live, okay? I just wanted y'all to hear where she's coming from all these months later, right? All these months later where you had some time to sit and think about it. We know that both Britt and Kenya are firmly in their own, standing in it. They believe themselves to be right. So talk to me in the comments and let me know what y'all think about everything, okay? Hit the like button, share the video. Thank you to everyone for rocking with me, and I'll check you on the next one.